Today I'm a member of the Messy Desk Club because we are going to repair some jewelry, and it's always kind of a mess. Come on, babies! Sneaky Tango, good boys! Hi everybody, it's Janine over at SLOHappyVintage. I think this is on. Yeah, this is on. And we are going to be painting this room, so I've got to take everything down, and I guess it's a good chance to reorganize. That's a big job. Anyway, I'm enjoying seeing the entries happening on the giveaway, so keep that up. I will be announcing the winner on Sunday. Actually, there's a big antique vintage street fair on Sunday, so I might have to do it earlier, maybe Friday or Saturday. We'll see. I've had people ask me if I would do live sales, and I've never done live sales before, and I never really wanted my channel here to be about selling. I mean, it's about selling, but it's more about hopefully about education and sharing the things that I find. I don't mind telling you what I've paid for things or what I'm going to sell them for because I think it's a learning opportunity for other people who want to resell. And I don't mind selling off of the channel. In fact, it's a lot more fun to do these YouTube videos than it is to list things, to be honest. So once again, if you see something that you like, even in the old videos, send me an email. And I don't know about live sales though. What do you think in the comments? I don't know that I have enough subscribers to actually benefit from live sale. I don't know. I'll think about that. Anyway, we're going to do some repairs today. So let's flip the camera around and see what we're going to work on. Please forgive me if I go over information that I've already gone over in other videos. I know we have a lot of new subscribers who may not have seen those videos, so I don't mind repeating myself, especially about materials and all. I have changed a few things that I do, but right now we're just going to replace some rhinestones. And the things that I use to do that, this, I think they call it a gem picker. And I got this on AliExpress, but you can find them a lot of times in beauty supply places. They use them to set rhinestones on nails, but it's like a little wax end on it. You can also use dental wax on a toothpick or whatever. It just helps you grab rhinestones a little bit more easily and also use this end to kind of set them properly. The glue that I use is Gorilla Glue Super Glue Gel. It's not the regular It's not the regular Gorilla Glue, it's the gel. And I like it because it dries clear, it dries strong, and it sets up a little bit more slowly than a lot of the other glues, so you have a chance to kind of work with whatever you're doing. The other things that I use these little tiny tools for cleaning out cups and taking out gemstones. Now, this is my favorite one. It's the little pointer one, but I broke it recently, so I've got another one ordered. But anyway, I tried to glue it back in, but I don't know that it's going to stay. And then a yogurt lid to put some glue on. I get rhinestones from a lot of different places. Mr. Stones is one of the places. If I'm not doing a vintage piece, I will, like a really old piece or a name brand piece, I don't mind using some of the Hobby Lobby stones. But for the most part, I like to use, well, I always try to use vintage pieces or vintage stones on vintage pieces. So I have already gone through and found some stones for this piece. Now these stones I actually harvested out of another piece of broken jewelry. So I do a lot of that too. Sometimes the foil backing does not come out intact or completely perfect, but that's okay with me. Vintage jewelry is vintage jewelry. It is meant to show wear, age. I don't mind that. At this piece, it's looking like there are quite a few stones missing. The first thing you want to do is get the old glue or remnants of the old foil. Oh, see, that's what I was afraid of. So I am waiting for another one of those. Anyway, I use these little tools to pick out old glue and old foil out of the cups, because what happens is if you put new glue on old foil, you risk the foil adhering to the glue rather than the actual cup, and your stone is more easily prone to be lost or come apart if you do that. This piece is the spit-and image of a Sarah Coventry piece from the 50s. It is not signed Sarah Coventry though, it's signed Tara. I think a lot of these companies shared designs. It's a good idea to shake your glue before you start using it. And then I use toothpicks to move glue around. I will run a brush over the cups once I've cleaned them, get any other debris out. And then from there, it's quite simple. Just want to add some glue to the cup. It does not take much glue. I am guilty of oftentimes using too much glue. And then you very carefully have the point down and set that rhinestone in there and secure it with the pointy end. It's as simple as that. You just keep going rhinestone after rhinestone. Now, a lot of times if you get too much glue, it will kind of bubble up around the stone, and that has happened often, or you'll get residue on the edge of the stone. And what happens is that, like, you'll come back the next day and the stone will be cloudy, which is not a good look. So I've learned that when that happens, all you need to do is clean that stone really well. It doesn't damage the stone whatsoever. It just has a cloudy film on it from the glue. And what I like to do after my glue has dried is I will run a Q-tip with some acetone on it. And what happens is that the Q-tip with the acetone will instantly fog up that glue if it is in the wrong spot and make it easy to see and easy to get rid of. So then I'll go through with one of my little pick instruments and kind of scrape the fog. Ooh, that was bad. See, like this happened. So this little stone ended up upside down. So it's going to have a coating of glue on it, which is not a good thing, but I don't want to waste the stone. So I'm going to stick it in there, and then I'll show you what I mean when I go to clean that stone off when it turns cloudy. Well, I'll make it turn cloudy and I'll show you. Almost done. I think we've got one more. So it's not super difficult to replace stones if you have the stuff that you need. I think the biggest problem in replacing stones is just, finding the stones, finding the proper stones. For instance, I have a couple of brooches that have stones, these green stones that glow, and I want to replace them with glow-in-the-dark stones. Well, those stones are not easy to find. So, okay, I don't know. Let me zoom in on this. If you can see the glue residue on this stone right here. I'm not quite sure if it's completely dry, but let me zoom out a little bit for a minute. This is the acetone I use. I get it at the dollar store, and I love it because it's just got this plunger. All you have to do is, you don't need to pour or anything, you just push the plunger down and it fills that little cup full of acetone, and you can just dip your Q-tip in it. So it's much less messy than most situations. All right, let me zoom back in. Okay, so this stone, you can see there's glue on there, and if I rub it with some acetone, normally it will cloud up. Sometimes if it's kind of fresh glue, it'll just clean off with the acetone. But if it doesn't and it clouds up, I will take, now I used to use this little tool that I just broke. Oh, there we go. It is clouded up now. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, this I also found at the dollar store, and it is in the craft section. I think they just called it like a craft picker. But anyway, all you want is just a sharp surface to start scraping that glue off. You don't want to damage the stone, of course. So there, see that big old chunk of glue that just came off? I don't know if you can see that. That's perfect. But that is what was clouding up the stone. So when I do repairs, I think that is a step that a lot of people forget to do, is to go back over your stones and make sure that they are bright rather than cloudy. I have a new tool. I think I left it downstairs. They are, they're like micro brushes. Oh, see, this one does need a little bit more glue. You're just watching things in real time, so you're going to get all the oops and problems. Unless I edit them out. I might do that too. In the comments, let me know if you want me to edit stuff out and make it very professional, or if do you like the, hey, let's just do it off the cuff method. Okay, so I'm putting purposely too much glue in there. And we'll take this stone again and stick you back in. A lot of people don't want to do repairs whatsoever. They just want to sell perfection. And sure, I would love to sell just perfection too and get top dollar for it. But fact of the matter is, when you're outsourcing for stuff, half the time people are getting rid of things because they are missing stones or because they're not perfect. So if you get skilled at doing minor repairs or major repairs, you can find much better deals on jewelry. Okay, so where's my Q-tip? I'm just going to go over some of these stones with a Q-tip and let it dry and see if we have any more fogginess to take care of. I used to not do this, and then I would come back the next day and I'm like, oh my gosh, why? Did I ruin the rhinestone? No, you didn't ruin it at all. Does it take a while? Yeah, sometimes repairs take a while, but you know what? I find it really relaxing. It does help to have patience and a little bit of a perfectionist attitude, because if you're going to do repairs, you don't want to do them halfway. Sometimes you have to improvise because sometimes stones are just hard to find, or the proper stone is hard to find. So you have to weigh, okay, how much does perfection weigh over, getting this thing done? I have some pieces that I've been sitting on for probably a year that I haven't found the right things for. So what do? Do I just keep waiting until the proper thing comes, or do I improvise and use what I have? Okay, that looks pretty good. Double check this stone. Looks to be a nice repair there. These are Feinberg, I think it's Feinberg. And when I got these, they didn't have stones in them, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with that? Why would I even buy this? But then I learned that that is kind of a nicer, rarer designer. So I thought, okay, well, I should find something to go in there. And I have not been able to find these earrings anywhere, so I don't know what's supposed to be in this centerpiece. So because green is really popular right now, I found these little green cabochons that I want to stick in there. Now, these are a little tricky because they are not foil backed. So when you put glue on them, Got to make sure they're going to fit. I think they'll fit okay. When you put glue in them, you might have a problem with it actually fogging up the whole piece. So what I'm going to try to do is only get glue on the edge of the cup and not on the very backing, and hope that that does not cloud up the back side of the stone, because that would be most unfortunate. So this is a little bit of an experiment. I mean, what have I got to lose? I can't sell them the way they are, so we'll give it a try. These are molded glass. A lot of people will call this gripois. I don't believe it's truly gripois. Gripois is glass that's actually poured into the molded design. Like if somebody took this piece and actually poured glass into that piece right there, that would be gripois. But these are just more of a domed cabochon that are made out of glass that are not faceted. I'm gluing my fingers together. That's not good. Am I on camera? Yeah. Hard part, I should say, another hard part about filming repairs is making sure your hands are staying in frame because you get involved in your repair, and a lot of times in your concentration, whoops, that's where this comes in handy to kind of move it around. And hold it down for a little bit till that's set. So I think that's kind of cool. It's a nice addition to those earrings. And I did get a little glue on top of here, but I'm going to wait until that dries before I do anything with it. Okay, I've got a couple of leftover rhinestones here. Okay, here's a different kind of repair. These need to be cleaned up. These are pretty old earrings. I'm not sure how old they are, but the way they're constructed with that little screw on the back and the little pearl on the front, I tend to believe these are quite old. I don't have any antique ear wires, so I'm just going to use a modern ear wire on these. I may sell them like that, or I may look around for a more appropriate ear wire or post, but because I have them here and I've got some ear wires, I am just going to do it. When you're working with little eyes like this, you don't want to pull them apart this way. I've said before, you want to twist them sideways, just like that. And then you got to figure out which way this is supposed to go. Stick that on, and then you're going to twist this back into place, just like that. So now those are able to be worn. I don't know if they're supposed to have like a little post there or hang. They probably hang from a wire. So if I sell these, I will just say that the ear wires have been replaced with newer wires. And a lot of people like that, because if you want to wear them, it's nice to know that there are fresh, clean, unused wires on these versus 100-year-old wires that you don't know where they've been. Very simple. Simple, easy, quick repair. But next thing on this will be to clean them. I don't know what material that is either. Yeah, those look pretty old. I'll clean them up, but I'm not going to clean them up a whole bunch because I like for them to keep their vintage look. This is missing what looks like a green rhinestone, and I don't know if I have the right size or type of green rhinestone for this. So I'm just going to leave it off to the side right now. What else can I do? Okay, these are Russian earrings, Russian enamel earrings that need ear wires. And same kind of situation. This is just a really simple wire. I think in order for them to match, I'm just going to take this one off and put newer wires on. Let me go grab some wires. Now I tested these earrings and they are not silver. So if they were sterling, I would try to put sterling wires on them. But since they're not, I will just use regular wires that I have. This is a little tricky to get this off because, well, it doesn't really matter. I can bend that. Bend you sideways. Okay, so this is actually pretty easy. You want it to be like this, so you need to put it on like this. And then I'm going to bend that closed. Perfect. Same thing on this one. You want it to hang like this. And then bend this. Now we have restored the little Russian earrings. Okay, so we have a matched pair of Trifari earrings that have faux pearls in them. I've said it before. Oh, that pearl's kind of damaged. Trifari pearls are not like other pearls, and as much as I hate to salvage pearls out of a perfectly good Trifari piece, in order to match these and make them whole, I kind of need to. So now to find the proper size. I just hate to do it, but we're going to do it. Get those pearls out. Okay, so then when you set the pearls, you want to make sure that the part that you pulled off that might have a little bit of damage goes on the bottom, just like that. Clean the cup out a little bit and put some glue in that cup. Well, the question is, this one is pretty damaged, so I kind of want to replace that one too. And you want to make sure that you don't try to take the piece out of the matching earring. Wouldn't that be terrible? I don't like to mess with these pearls that much because you can easily damage the, what do you call it, the nacre, the finish. Like I said, it's good to have a little bit of a perfectionist flair. A lot of people don't have the patience for it. This one is also a tiny bit damaged on one side, so I'm going to try to find the best side. And there, stick it in. Okay, that one will work. Set those aside to clean. Oh, we have some Nina Ricci earrings. These were only $1 because they are missing, I think they're just missing 2 rhinestones. Yeah, they're just missing 2 rhinestones. Should be an easy fix. So it's nice to have a bunch of different sizes, especially of the clear rhinestones because they're used so often. And it's also a really good thing before you commit to gluing anything, you test sizes because you want them to fit flush in there. Like that one is too big. So these are 2.3 to 2.5 millimeters. So I'm going to go a size down. It looks like I'm out of the size down, so I'm going to go to the next one. This is 1.9 to 2.1. We'll see if these fit. Yep, those are perfect. Quick, make sure that the cup is clean. And go get some glue. Up a tiny rhinestone. I usually like to do these under a giant magnifying glass, but I can't do it very well and talk on the microphone. Okay. Now you can see on here also that, that this one has fogged up. So I'm going to let that dry, and we'll go, and this one also. Let that dry, and then we will go back and get that film off of it so it is sparkly and bright. That one is good. Set those aside for now. And here's another piece. I don't think this is signed. This belongs to somebody. I can't remember who it is. I have looked it up before. But anyway, it's missing some rhinestones, so we will go ahead and take care of that. It's missing all the rhinestones on the clasp, and it's missing just 3 here. So let's see. They almost look like the same size, so let's take a look at this. Nope, that's too small. Hopefully I don't need the in-between size, but I might. Nope, those will work. So tell me in the comments, do you like watching repair videos, or are they like watching paint dry? I kind of think this is something, if you're a reseller, this is a good video to put on while you're listing. You might learn something. Like I said, I think it's kind of relaxing, but it might be like watching paint dry. I try to limit the number of repair videos I do, unless I'm doing something really fun. I mean, these are just kind of maintenance repair videos. But I do have some kind of things that I will be redoing here pretty soon that might be more interesting. That's pretty. Or I do try to edit a lot of the boring parts out because, you know, I could do hours of footage of repairs. So a lot of people have asked, well, how expensive are rhinestones? They really aren't that expensive, especially these clear ones. When you get into specialty stones, they can add up pretty quickly. But these are sold in good size packages. I don't know if you can get like an assortment of sizes. I would rather definitely have you get sizes that are marked that you can keep in containers with that size on it, because it can be maddening trying to find the right sizes in just an assorted lot. It's also kind of a labor of love for these old pieces to want to restore them. When I'm doing multiple spots like this, I usually only like to do just a couple at a time. Some people will fill all the little holes with glue and then just go for it. But I usually like to just do like 2 at a time. Gives me the ability to slow down. Oh, you don't want to go in there very well, do you? There you go. Yes, I talked to my jewelry. You can tell these are going to fog up pretty good because I am not being extremely careful in placing them. Part of that is because I don't have my magnifying glass with me. There, isn't that cute? We'll let that sit for a little bit and then hit it with some acetone. What else do we have in here? Oh, this. Okay, so I came across this in a lot of jewelry. It was marked $18 from an antique dealer, but I didn't pay $18 for it because it was in a lot. But what is this material? Is this celluloid? It's very translucent. This one is missing quite a few stones, and I would just go ahead and fix it. Let's see, that should work. This seems to be a very standard size. This is the 2.3 to 2.5. And sometimes you have to kind of rifle through, because there's a range of sizes, you kind of have to rifle through and find a proper fitting stone because of all these pieces were, I mean, they're not exact. The holes aren't exactly the same. Like this one's a little smaller than this one. You got to find the right piece that's going to fit in there. In fact, when you have a piece that is variable like this, sometimes I just want to do one at a time because you might be fussing with one of them for longer than you normally would think you would be. The goal on these is to not be able to see the edges of the cup. There'll be like a little dark shadow around your stone if you didn't get it in there properly. And I like to tell everybody, I am not an expert. I just am kind of learning as I'm going, and I think what I have done has come out quite well. So I keep doing it. A lot of people like to use that E6000 glue, but I just like this better. I've used E6000. I used to make jewelry, and I've used E6000 before, and I don't really care for it. I couldn't even tell you why I don't care for it. I guess I just like this better. You know when it sits in there just right. That one didn't sit in there perfectly. But once again, these stones were all hand set originally, and I don't know that people 50, 80, 100 years ago are going to do any better than what we can do now. So when I list these, I will mention that looks like some stones have been replaced. There are some, I guess you could call them dead or dying stones in here, and I don't want to replace all of them. And once again, I don't mind when older pieces, I don't want them to be missing stones unless they are just absolutely incredible. But if they have some stones that are a little bit off color, I mean, that just shows its age. I would expect these older pieces to show some age. So I don't mind replacing missing stones, but I'm not going to, like I said, unless it's an absolutely incredible piece that is worthy of being fully restored. I don't do full restorations. I don't feel like I'm skilled enough to do full restorations. I would love to learn, and I'm trying to learn more. I really don't like the way that one's set in there. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, these have probably dried already. So I'm going to do a light hit with the acetone. Now, sometimes when you do this, other stones will get acetone down in there and pop out, which I think is a good thing, because if they're in there that loosely, or the glue is starting to fail, I'd rather have them fall out now so I can replace them than sell them down the road and have somebody have them fall out on them. So once you see the fogging happening, go back and get that film off. See, it just gets that little skin off of there, and it's back to how it should be. Oops, see, like that. That one just fell out. So we will have to replace that one. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I feel like I could be a dental hygienist. So I feel like I'm picking at teeth. Here's a cloudy one. The first time I started repairing things, I didn't do this, and I was getting so frustrated because I'm like, why are my stones all clouding up? And I thought, well, and by happenstance, I figured out, I think I went to go take one out to redo it, and I saw the glue coming off of it when I was picking at it. And I went, oh, that makes sense. I might have to do some more work on this one. But I will replace that stone right there while I'm thinking about it. All right, put that one aside for now, and we're going to go back to this and see. We have some, yep, cloudy stones, which we do, so let's make them uncloudy. So the new tool that I bought is, it's got like some fiberglass bristles and another one that's got, I think they're little brass bristles, but it's really tiny. So you can get in here and give something a scrubbing better than like what a toothbrush would do. So I don't know if it will work for what I'm doing right now, but I think it'll work very well for cleaning. These are nice earrings. All right, looks nice. All right, I'm going to take a break from now because I've been working on repairs for quite a while. And maybe we'll do another video on repairs soon. Hope you're having a great week. I do thank you so much for watching, tuning in. And if you didn't know, there are playlists on YouTube channels. So if you just want to see repairs, you can go over to the playlist and click on the repairs section. Or if you just want to see haul videos, you can click on just the haul videos, or you can just watch whatever I put out as it comes out. I appreciate all of you watching everything. So thank you, and we will see you in the next video.